Belly. Show! I'm so excited to hang out with you guys because there are things going on in this community that need to be talked about, and we can't wait to do that with you. But of course, we will talk to you about your weekly One Wheel Challenge submissions. We'll give you a new one to do next week. Then we'll get to Rowdy Burton, who will come on in the second segment, talk to us about how he got into riding the One Wheels, maybe even a possible custom One Wheel that Future Motion is making for him. And then, of course, we'll get to Jonathan Stock from our mountains out in Colorado talking about, yeah, that's right, Craft and Ride, baby. Craft and Ride? No, Charge and Ride. That's what we're doing today. Every time I see CNR, I think Craft and Ride. My boy Vitaly's over there. I love you guys, but I do want to talk Charge and Ride a lot today. We'll do that in the third segment. So thank you to all of you who have reached out. We will cover it. Today's going to be a big one. Strap it on. TTR Studios, Belly's back at home. It's the voice of One Wheel. Welcome back, folks. Oh man, we're so pumped to do this with you today. Thank you guys for joining us on another morning Voice of One Wheel. It's awesome to be here on Tuesday. I'm out on the West Coast again in LA. Belly Matt LaBelle is holding it down in Studio A. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, sir. As I unmute myself, I'm ready to go.
You always are. Pro, as per usual. We have been out here setting things up. Belly, there weren't a ton of weekly One Wheel challenges that came in today.
No, there wasn't, but that's not a big deal. You know, it was interesting challenge. Maybe people just weren't ready to find a new path. They were just excited about the ones they have.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about. We'll do all of that coming up here in just a few. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll get that music out of here, and let's do this thing. Great job, Belly, and thank you. God bless you, man. We couldn't do this without you back in the studio.
So I need like 3 more hands.
I know, dude. I know. Switching and just show the people what you're working with when you're by yourself and whoever it is.
Not to mention, like, is Brax out in California right now too?
Where the hell is Brax? Why is he not here?
Well, I don't know, but I did see that Marinate just put up a sweet new video that Brax helped produce and put together. He made it. Yeah. Yeah. So I figured he was just right down the road from you, and you guys were all just hanging out without me, talking about me behind my back here.
No. He's I don't know where he is, but he came out here a couple weeks ago and made that video for pots. I had my kitchen sink wrap yesterday, so something doesn't feel right, and I can tell you what it is. That's better. Got my hat on. Let's do this thing. Weekly One Wheel challenges. Belly, there were only 2 that came in, and so I wanted to talk to you guys real quick because, first of all, I get it. Okay? Totally fine. All of these challenges do not have to deal, like, we don't have to make editing a big thing here, because I want you guys to realize, like, I know you have time to spend with your family. I know you have jobs. That's fine. People were saying maybe we should do this every other week. I think this was my fault of setting up a very similar challenge 2 weeks back to back, and also 2 pretty edit-heavy challenges 2 back to back. So I'll take the blame on that one, but I do appreciate Jonathan Stock and Once Year. I didn't put a poll out there because you're both winners in my eyes. We're going to play both of them today. Jonathan Stock will be on the show in the third segment, and I'll yell at him for never following my directions. What are you doing, guy? You're killing me out there in Colorado. Just doesn't follow any of my directions and enjoys it. I think he enjoys it. And then Once Year goes and just breaks all the rules again, too. And you know what? I don't care. It's really fun to watch these come in. I'm just playing with you guys, and I'm really excited to share those. So,
God bless their effort.
Yeah, man. It's not easy to put this stuff up. But I want you guys to realize, like, I will make it, if we want to take editing into account for the voting, I will say that. If it's not an editing challenge, don't worry about, like, you know, setting up a tripod and multiple angles and stuff. Like, you feel free to do that. But a simple cell phone on a stand will be totally fine for the one that we're going to do next week. You don't have to be a movie editor to make these, to submit. And we got 256 people in this group at this point. So the fact that I only see between 2 and 10 people posting their videos, I feel like there are people out there that are like, man, I wish I could do this, but I don't know how to film or edit. Just try it. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you even try it. There's no, it's like karaoke. Even if you suck, we're just going to say, hey, but at least you tried. And that's what I appreciate out of the group. So it's very supportive. Belly, do you want to show Jonathan? Let's show Jonathan's first.
Got it. Will do.
So Belly's going to, what's that?
I'm just rolling around doing my thing. It's no worries.
You know, no big deal. So what we'll do is the point of this challenge was to build off of last week's, where we wanted to, first of all, you guys last week, like everybody went nuts with it, and it was amazing. It was a pretty hard week to top. So I think everybody kind of, if you will, blew their load a little early there, and then, we didn't have enough left in the tank for this week. However, I wanted to try to get you guys out of your comfort zones and writing a new path. So Jonathan is just kind of riding around. He's used to hitting a whole bunch of hits, but instead he's just riding pretty much in a straight line, telling us about all the things that he likes to do. So, Belly, if you want to just roll that up.
I'm ready. I've been ready to rock, yeah.
Ready to rock. Fire it up. We'll talk over it, so you can leave us open and maybe just... Nope, wrong one.
Wrong one.
Jonathan Stock.
All right, Luch. That is Jonathan.
No, it's not. That's once a year.
All right, fine. I'll get this.
I gave you names.
I'm aware, but I'm fairly certain the order you told me the videos to.
Oh, no. It's never an order.
Hold up. Back rewind. I know for a fact the order of the videos you told me to bring up.
Oh, yeah.
I have one serious video right here set at 45 seconds. That's the second video you told me to set up.
Belly, just because I told you which one first to pull up and then second doesn't mean I'm going to that one first. I'm just saying have these two up.
Oh, okay.
These are the two. Whichever we go to, I don't know. We'll just decide.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, no, you're right.
I'm ready again.
All right. Go to Jonathan Stock. God bless America. Let's watch some sidewalks. 5:30 in the morning outside the pot shops in Colorado, which is pretty neat. I wanted to just say thank you to him for coming in. We are going to talk a lot of charging right today. I'm getting to it. We're warming up to it. And I guess, do we get his volume too, Belly? Is he muted?
No, he's talking. You're just talking over him.
Curved ledges,
I'll zip it.
parking blocks basically everywhere. Can't ever really go bored.
Belly, you feel free to color commentate here. I can't hear.
Gotcha. So what's going on right now, and the reason you can't hear is because the two sounds
feel like getting run over by
Jonathan
traffic,
Stock's just
so that's
rolling
nice
down the
also.
street here, rolling around Colorado downtown. Looks like he's just keeping cruising. Never been down this way before. Maybe should have turned right.
What's happening right now is my maps is trying to take me over to the bike path.
And now he's heading towards where the bike path is.
Probably nicer than this. You can see.
Rowdy's actually, Jonathan Stock's actually kind of commenting and narrating his own video here.
Read his comments. That'd be awesome.
Down, up transition.
No, I'm not his comments. I'm telling you, he's commentating on his own video.
I love it. Let him go. I love it. Good job, bud.
With the knees. Look at all this stuff.
It's a nice quiet street too. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people on it at all. In fact, none.
Well, it's 5:30 in the morning, so yeah, he does mention that here coming up.
At this time of night, more pot. If this time of night or morning, I should say, there's usually not many people on the roads. I probably could ride roads if I wanted to, but since I ride no lights on my board, I don't do that. But in safety.
Belly, go ahead and fade him down, like on the volume, like pull his volume down on the actual screen on the video.
Okay. And then you wonder where you're actually
right.
From.
Oh, okay, we can just leave it. So basically, I love that Jonathan's doing this, and I wanted to show you guys that, no, this is not the most professional video on the planet, but that's fine. It doesn't have to be. Like, that's what I want you guys to realize. It doesn't have to be this work of art. I just want you getting out there and sharing it with us. If it is a nice edit and you've got a gimbal or an S-Move or whatever the hell you guys use, it's awesome. I love seeing the cool edits you guys make. But don't feel like just because you don't have the time to put something together professionally that you can't participate in the challenge. The whole thing was to create a new line around what you've already done. And I thought, once you're pretty much, Belly, the way this video goes. So, Jonathan, thank you for taking us through the streets of Colorado. We appreciate that, my man.
All right. This is the first video I accidentally showed.
Let's go to once year. Now, this is once year, and he's going to commentate over basically the entire first half of this. Belly, let me know when he stops talking, and then we can start doing color commentary.
Gotcha.
I really enjoyed this video, and it's cool because it's like it shows you like something that you can do with your kids. You know, I mean, his daughter's really into this, and she's what, 2 years old?
Yep. So what I'm going to do now is, Luch, I'm going to have you quiet down for till the start of the. I'm going to start the video, and we're going to get rolling.
Just tell me to zip it.
Hello, One Wheel fam. My name is Troy. I post as once a year in the forums. This is my daughter Wea. She's just turned 2. And I didn't get a chance to address the challenge this week, I think, as it was specifically intended, but mostly because I've spent a lot of time with her, so I've taken a little creative license. This is a SunTrust Bank parking lot that we spend probably 3 or 4 nights a week in after work and before dinner. She loves going there, and she gets so excited every time I come home. She's like, Papa, one wheel, scooter, scooter. And I love that she loves that, and I want to continue to encourage her to play and make this fun for her. So I don't really get to like shred while I'm out there, but you can see there's lots of features, and I kind of putz around with them. Sometimes where I switch just to like do what I can to enhance my skills during these little sessions. So what I thought would be cool is if I came out here and put all those skills together in one continuous line. So without further ado, I give you a new line.
And he just jumped on the new line.
I can't wait. So this, that tickles my funny, not my funny bone, my heartstrings, man. Just seeing him like ride around with his daughter like that. What a cool thing to do with your kids. I love that.
Yeah, and I like the narration on that, where you're kind of you're incorporating her into the rides out and getting outside, just being around, finding something new.
And there, Belly, it was cool that there's like nobody. There's no music in the background when he was talking too. That was very intimate feel. I noticed. I was like, oh wow, it feels like he's like just in my ear. And look at him dropping one. Remember, he didn't know how to do a 180 before these challenges. Like he's just really improved his riding. I think his name is Troy, but he goes by once a year. So Jonathan and Troy, I really appreciate doing this. This is a challenge coming up that we got to start working on, the straight line stuff. I know I got to do better at little straight line things. These things terrify me because I see a lot of ledges, Belly, outside, like on Shopping Center Run. What did he yell? SunTrust? Did you hear that?
I didn't hear it.
It was awesome. Anyway, that was good. So very good job, Belly. Congratulations once a year, and Jonathan Stock. Thank you guys for participating. I didn't put a poll out to vote because we only had those 2 come in, and I just wanted to highlight them both. So you guys did a really good job. Thank you. Way to go. We got to go. Man, this is going by. Today's going to go by fast, folks, because we've got Rowdy Burton coming on here in another 5 minutes or so. Pretty excited to talk to him. He's out in, God, where is he? Alabama, I believe. So we are really pumped for that. There are some really angry people right now. I'm a little bit nervous to talk about some of the things that have come up in the community in the past couple days. Looks like in the past week or so, and I'm going to have Jonathan come on in the 3rd segment and kind of clarify some of the facts with me so that we can make sure that I don't get anything wrong here because, all right, let's back it up. There are some really, really smart people in this community, and they know what they're doing, and
hold on, real quick. I know you want to get into this a lot with the show, but is this something that we're previewing with our 3rd segment? This is coming up in our 3rd segment.
Yeah, I got it. I'm on it. I got it. I know it. Yes, I know. But basically,
because we got Rowdy Burton coming on next segment, guys. Very excited for that. But we're not going to be talking about the charge and ride thing until the 3rd segment. So don't
exactly. But I know. But Belly, this makes a good point. But I want to just make sure that you guys realize that we are going to touch on it today. A lot in the 3rd segment. I don't want you to think. I mean, the show is titled CNR Fail, and I have a lot. Belly, you don't realize a lot of people are just hitting me up. Random messages from people I've never even heard. I've never even seen their names before. Hey, love the podcast, love the show, love the live stream. Make sure you talk about this and get to the bottom of it because I am upset and somebody needs to talk about it. And it's like, okay, so, okay, we got to talk about it. I know a lot of people are here today for that topic, like in general. So while, yes, on the 2nd segment we are going to do Rowdy Burton, Belly, I have 4 minutes that I'm trying to kill. So you a-hole, you kind of screwed me there, shutting me down.
No. I just wanted to make sure we didn't want to get everyone hyped for CNR chat with.
No, it's coming. I'm just previewing. I'm teasing it. It's coming in the third segment.
So the other thing I wanted to get into before we get into that, what are we?
Can I just finish my thought real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, so just so everybody knows what we're talking about, if you're new to the show and you don't know what the failure is and what's going on, just to tell you what basically people have come up with a system that has allowed them to charge their one wheels while riding it. I know we have a lot of new listeners, a lot of noobs that listen to the show, and there's nothing wrong with being a noob. We all were one at one point, but some really smart people figured out how to plug a battery pack into your one wheel while riding it so that you never have to stop. You can just ride as long as you want. These guys go on like 100-mile rides. It's unbelievable. The company Future Motion has put an end to that. And people are really upset because they spent a lot of money on rigs that will set them up for a perfect backpack system. People have made aftermarket backpacks made for charge and ride, and now the boards won't allow it, and we'll get into all of that in the third segment. That's why people are upset. Belly, thank you for letting me get out there. I just wanted to set the table for anybody who's new to this situation.
Gotcha.
And might not know what the hell is going on, because it's a big deal, and there are some things that I'm hearing that are not right. So we'll get into that at about 11:40. Now, is there anything else you need to tease before we get to Rowdy?
I was just gonna say, what are we bringing Rowdy on for? What do we got going with him today?
Well, Rowdy's awesome, man. Rowdy's a dude that has been riding in the community, but not like super long. He's got a birth defect that we'll talk to him about, where he doesn't seem to. He's basically from the waist up is his body, and he's been using skateboards for transportation most of his life.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually pretty neat. So before even going into any of that, I know he's sitting there waiting on the line to talk. We're going to call him right here at a break. So, Belly, why don't you just, without any further ado, take us to break. We'll get Rowdy Burton on the line, and we will just hit it running. Today's going to go by fast.
Yeah, let's rock and party.
All right, throw me some tunes. What do you got there? You're in charge, DJ. What are we playing today?
Oh, DJ. That's my DJ.
DJ Belly.
That's my DJ. Oh,
yeah, nice, dude. I like that one.
Feels good.
All right, so we'll do this. We'll take a quick break. Belly is going to do a whole crap ton behind the scenes because he can handle it like the .pro that he is. We'll get Rowdy Burton on the line. All coming up next. It's the Voice of Onewheel from TTR Studios. Welcome back, folks! Oh, man, Belly is just killing it right now. Just cracking me up in my ear during the break. Are we on live with Rowdy Burton? Rowdy, are you here, sir? Belly, do we have him? Belly?
We should have Rowdy on now. I've got him turning up now, so we should have him ready to go.
Belly, Rowdy, are you there, my friend?
And nope, I seem to have lost him. I hit the right button, or I hit the left button, I think, but
that picks him up.
Yeah. Well, give a second try here.
All right, yeah, give him a second try. I will just fade down that caller line while you get him back on here, and I will filibuster until you get him back. You guys have all seen videos of him riding. It's incredible. He's doing it with his arms. It's unbelievable. And I asked him, I was like, dude, your arm strength has to be out of this world. And he's like, no, it's really not. So, oh boy. You guys want to, I'll tell you what the new weekly one wheel challenge is going to be for this week while we're waiting for Rowdy. What I want you to do, and I can't do a video because I don't have my one wheel out here, so I can't put a video out there. This is going to be something that I wanted to, you know what, we'll put it to the social media lounge. Do you want to do something that was in my head, or do you want to do parking blocks? We'll vote on that. Do you want to do parking blocks, or do you want to have the idea that I had? It's a surprise. It has to do with, it's a competition. So it's how many of these can you do in 30 seconds is what I had. And so if you would like to do parking blocks, I know I've been teasing that. So social media lines, you guys let us know, and we will let you know by the end of the show. Would you like to do a parking block challenge? It's basically just go do your best with parking blocks, show us what you can do, try to get up and over one. I still can't, so I can't wait to try this on my own.
So, Luch, we do have Rowdy Burton on the line ready to go.
Rowdy! All right, what's up, man? Are you there?
Wow, can you hear me?
Yeah, Rowdy, what's up, buddy? How you doing this morning? Thanks for joining us on the Voice of Onewheel.
I'm doing great this morning. How you doing?
We're awesome, man. Thank you, buddy. And I know it's a little early out there for you. It's early here. My God, on the West Coast, this is way early. I get it now. But, Rowdy, well, who got you into riding one wheels in the first place?
Well, I was randomly introduced to it. I didn't know it existed about, like, 6 months ago. Like,
about 6 months?
They thought I was good with it, and then they took me on, and then I decided to hop on it and stay on land.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess you started out riding skateboards, though, right? Have you been doing that all your life? Or is that, I guess to back it up, you know, we've talked about this on the phone yesterday. You've had this condition your whole life, right? This is something you were born with and you're used to now, right?
Right, yeah, like, I've never done anything else than get out of my hands.
Hey, Belly, throw that phone thing on there. Do we still have it?
What phone thing?
The phone scene. We just made it.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, throw that on there. Belly was like, we should have a scene so that it looks like this when we have Rowdy on the phone. This is all Belly's idea. So, Rowdy, anyway, how long can you, I mean, are your arms, like, I was just saying, we were joking about your arm strength. Like, are your biceps just jacked, dude? Because if you're riding with your arms like legs, like, I don't know how you would go more than 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, I'd probably go about maybe 10 minutes. Well, I'm not jacked. I can assure you that.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Caleb on that. You sound really humble. But, yeah, thank you to Caleb. What's his last name, Rowdy?
His last name is Hawk.
I think it is Caleb Hawk. Okay, I just want to make sure. Caleb reached out to me and was like, you got to get Rowdy on the show, man. Because I think, Rowdy, is Future Motion making a board, specific, like a modded board for you? Or what's the story there?
They are. They're going to, they've already, you know, it's got the one wheel, but they're going to equip mods onto it. And we're supposed to go and seeing them soon.
So what kind, can you tell us what kind of mods you're talking? Like, would it basically, I'm guessing maybe like a seat outside of the wheel, or like what would you like for them to make for you? What would make it an easier ride in your eyes?
Actually, the only mod I really needed was to put the sensors in a different spot, because of the way I stand on the board, like I like to grip the front of it, and a lot of times you can't get the sensors when you're doing that. And also, like a button I could hit to like just turn it on and off instead of, you know.
Oh, you mean instead of engage, you'd like a button to engage it. That's smart. Yeah, I could see how that might be tough.
Yeah.
Dude, can you get up and go from stop to start, or do you need would you need someone to help out with that? That seems like a lot of balance would be.
Oh no, I can hop on the one wheel from just like I'll sit there, I'll hop on it and go.
I love it, dude. I love it. So very good. I mean, I guess you were saying you were having some trouble with turning though, because I wonder if they could make maybe a thinner board that was like the width of your hands instead of the width of your feet. because that would make sense. Like, it would be hard to do like heel side or toe side. You'd be like palm or fingers. So are you a straight line guy, or how do you turn?
Well, I try to lean like anyone else. But yeah, that has been difficult to, just kind of lean and still control the board. But that's not necessarily like a mod thing. That just means I need to get better at it.
Yeah, for sure, which we all do. So I guess I'm wondering, how did you slow down on a skateboard? If you were riding a skateboard as transportation, what was your stopping method?
Well, put my hand on the ground and stop.
Jesus Christ, Rowdy! Getting rowdy out there. Do you wear gloves? I hope you wear gloves, man.
I do, but I stop with like this one point of my palm. Got a lot of cartilage there.
Gotcha. Well, we're just really glad to talk to you today, man. Seeing you ride on a one wheel makes me just happy to see it, and I just think it's a cool device that to see you be able to ride it. Is there anything that you'd like to say to Future Motion or any of the riders here, and just your thoughts on the community and the one wheel in general?
Well, as far as the community, I would encourage anyone to try it. But the one thing I want to say about Future Motion and the one wheel, I think it's pretty awesome to have a wheel that can go anywhere, like riding in grass, riding across stuff. I mean, skateboards can only go so far, so this is revolutionary to me.
Right. No, I mean, that's why I got one. That's why I got one. Rowdy, thank you, buddy. Billy, do you have any questions for him?
I got a couple. Let's see. I was gonna ask the Social Media Lounge if they had any questions for Rowdy or anything. Someone commented in the one wheel.
Oh, is that okay? So maybe turn his volume, Belly. Turn his collar fader down just a tear, because I guess it sounds like he's swimming.
I was trying to figure that out as it was going on.
That's okay. Belly's doing a good job. Hey, Rowdy, have you had any bad diggers, like some really bad falls? I'm just asking some questions from the Social Media Lounge.
No, I haven't. I mostly, like, when I'm practicing, just riding around in the grass. And concrete's way more easier, so I haven't had any, like, spills. But, I mean, they can happen, so I keep my speed, like, less than 5 usually.
Well, hey, listen, now everybody's like totally, turn your mic up, Belly. Your mic is too low.
I'm almost all the way up.
Okay. Well, you've also got that gain knob up at the top if you need to affect that. Question for Rowdy from the Float Life. When are you coming to Sacramento to ride Floatopia, Rowdy?
Well, whenever I can.
Fly him out there, Jeff. Let's get him out there. I love it. I want to see that video.
Well, you'll see it soon enough, because I do plan to go out there, and it really should be within the next 2 months or so.
So, hey, let's, 2 more questions for you before we let you go. Are you coming to Float Life Fest?
Oh, the thing in October?
Yes.
Yeah, Rowdy, kind of a big deal.
Yes, yes, I am. I will be there.
Will be there. Confirmed.
Did he just say, yes, I am, to a kind of a big deal? Did he just call himself a big deal? That's amazing. What's a nosedive for you, Rowdy? Have you nosedived on this?
Yeah, do what now?
Have you ever nosedived? And what does that feel like? What is that? How does that happen? Like, does it launch you? Are you able to ride out a scrape?
I have a very low center of gravity, so if I were to nosedive, I wouldn't hit my face. I would just kind of roll on my arms and then just stand up and look like a champion.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Rowdy Burton, man, I really appreciate you coming on here today. You've been awesome. Everybody is just grateful for your time, buddy, and quite frankly, your stoke as well. So thank you, man. We will talk to you soon, okay? Hopefully see you at Float Life Fest.
Hey, I look forward to it. Hey, thanks
for having me on,
man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll have you on again soon, sir.
All right. You guys take it easy.
All right. Bye.
There he goes. Rowdy Burton. Thank you, sir. Fade him down. Hit that right black button. Drop the call. And Belly, you are off. Look at that. And then hit off on the phone. Belly's got a lot of stuff to do today.
I'm way in over my head in some of these spots. I think I've figured out why I'm low. It's because I'm on your line, and
you're on my line, and I'm always way down because I scream and you whisper. So I have you turned up on line 2, and you're on line 1 right now.
So that's, so I guess I should match my gains and things from my line. It's funny. I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I'm like almost all the way up on this fader. Like, what could be going wrong with my sound? Then I realized I just don't have the volume that Luch has. I just can't carry the way the guy's voice can carry, which is one of his best qualities. The guy could scream here, and you can hear him in California. You
gotta say it with your chest, Belly.
With the chest, deep from inside. It's got to get out of here. But Rowdy, man, sounds like a great guy. I can't. It's amazing that a board like this can change someone's life like that.
Belly, just talk from the belly, says the social media lounge. Yeah, I mean, they're really loving it. I wish I had his attitude, best attitude. Yeah, Rowdy looked like a champion. Can't wait to float with this guy. Get Rowdy to Float Life Fest. We should make that a hashtag. Guys, I mean, he's riding a one wheel with no legs, and I was talking to him yesterday, and he's just like, dude, I was born this way, and that's I guess an advantage to me because I don't know anything different. But I just, I see other people who. He was telling me how inspired he is by seeing what other people have done to adapt. We've had Caleb, not Caleb. Is it Caleb? Yeah, Caleb. We had him on, who is paralyzed from the knees down. People are out there just adapting to whatever their situations are, and it just inspires the hell out of me, to be honest with you. So I think it's time to get Jonathan Stock on the phone. Jonathan, first of all, Belly, is the phone hung up? Did you hang up the phone?
I don't know where the phone is. Hold on.
Well, you got a lot to do here. I'd like to get right into Caleb. Yeah, that's right. Caleb Catron.
Yes, it is.
All right, cool. So can we get Jonathan Stock to call in right now? Jonathan, would you like him to call you, Belly, or do you want to call him?
I can call him, so you go on.
All right, Jonathan, we're going to call you. Just mute yourself, Belly, and I will get everybody ready to go with some background here. It sounds to me... Oh, God. From the social media lounge. Oh, goodness. Jonathan Stock coming up. Chances he actually answers anything seriously. 5%? We will have fun. But, yeah, John's going to come on. I stayed out with him in Colorado. I rode around in Ruby Hill. And he's part of this group of people that really knows what they're doing as far as... the engineering of the board. I'm sorry, I see his call coming in right now. Belly's doing it all behind the scenes. So what's happening is there is a hardware fix that is people are starting to realize that newer boards do not come with the option to charge and ride. So what I want to do once a year, chill out in the social media lounge. Stop getting him off topic, saying just answer every question as if it were a different question. No, the reason. Look, I love Jonathan Stock's silliness, but the reason I'm having him on today is to be the voice of facts. I need him for fact checking, so I need I need help there. Copy will keep me straight, and yes, once a year, I'm just playing with you. But if you have the firmware 4208, it means that you are no longer able to charge and ride. Terry, I might call for you on a phone call here as well.
So I have the one and only Jonathan Stock ready to go on the phone.
Well, Jonathan, I am hearing from the social media lounge that you don't have any facts at all. All you have is comedy on your side.
That might be partially the case.
Jonathan, you're a charge and rider, right? You have the backpack. You ride more than 30 miles at a time, right?
I ride roughly 12 to 20 miles at a time.
Now, can we just go through the background? Like, I don't want to get too deep. I just want to get to the things that are general in the public eye already. Going through the one wheel owners groups, you can see mainly people are starting to figure out it sounds to me, I'm just going to say what I know, and you tell me if you think that this is accurate. It sounds to me like the company has found out about Charge and Ride. They shut it down with a hardware fix. Not a software fix. Is that correct? It's not the updates that are making it no longer available. It's when you send your board in, they're going to upgrade your hardware and send it back with no longer the ability to charge and ride. Is that accurate, John?
That is the case. So what we do know is that the 4208 doesn't work like the 4206 does as far as the hardware goes. But it goes a little bit deeper
and it goes into the software as well. So you have to have the updated software and the updated hardware now to run.
Can you tell us more about that? What do you mean you have to? Like they're forcing that upgrade on us?
Yeah, they're kind of forcing the upgrade on everybody, yeah. And if you notice, I think, if you see around, I had to quit the groups, to be honest with you, but just because I was getting upset for no reason over a company.
Why? Wait. Back it up. Why did you quit the groups? What happened?
I just quit OG. I'm still on Riders. I'm still in a couple of the groups. I was in like 9 groups, man. You know what it's like to wake up at 4:30 in the morning for work and have 95 notifications from your one-wheel groups?
Dude, Belly, you can speak to this. Belly just got accepted to .pro. Now he's on weekly challenges. How's your news feed look, Belly?
That's a lot of one wheel again. Let me tell
you. Jonathan, there's a question in the social media lounge. Where is this news release info that this came out on? Did I just miss this on OWOG or Riders? There wasn't.
No, look. Some of us are kind of having a private discussion about it, and that's mostly because we're trying to figure out what exactly happened. We're not 100% positive. I do have a message from Ian, though, who is the inventor of Carve Power. If you'd like to hear that,
please. He invented the Carve Power, that green kit that you guys know. It was like the end all be all before Charge and Ride came out, and I believe you guys use this stuff in your Charge and Ride setups. Is that right?
Yeah. So he had the old green MPPT, and then he switched it over to that 3D printed box for Carve Power 2. That's a little bit different. It's got a little better display. It also doesn't require a fan. It's got a heat sink in it, so it's a little bit better.
Jonathan, before you go any further, hold on one second. Belly, can you do me a favor? Go on his fader, and in the gray knobs, just turn both of them down about 15%.
They're at 0.
Both of them?
Yeah.
The gray knobs?
Yep.
Okay. Maybe just turn up his fader just a hair then. If we can turn Jonathan just up a little bit. Very nicely done. So, Jonathan, go ahead. What did Ian say in his message to you? Because he's like the guy in this.
So the first thing is that he doesn't have hard feelings about it. All right. He understands that, he wishes they could take a quote-unquote benign neglect stance. But any lawyer would tell them that if there's only neglectful neglect, basically by putting Charge and Ride out in the public light, they gave it a time limit of when was this going to happen. I think we all know this from Apple chargers and the Lightning thing, when they first switched over to like micro, macro, USB, all that other stuff, and then the Lightning, and then made you buy a bunch of accessories. That's what they're doing. And if you notice, sometimes you go to a gas station and buy a iPhone charger and it works for like 10 minutes and then it stops. That's what they're doing. Like that's basically what they're doing. So there you go. There's your answer right there. That's what they're doing.
I don't understand. What do you mean? So they're basically how can you? I don't understand.
They're installing something that basically, when a current hits it, it shuts it down. I mean, it's not a big secret. You can see the component that's in there that shuts it down. You can see the way that they redid the electronics. I mean, in my opinion, though, if Future Motion is listening, what they should stop doing is alienating their customers that are figuring out ways to make their stuff better.
Yeah, so Jonathan, it sounds to me like this is a situation, if I wanted to compare it to Apple and the Lightning cables, where it's not that Apple came out with the Lightning cable. It's almost like people who own the phones came out with this awesome new cable, and then the company was like, yeah, we're going to do that on our own, and oh, by the way, you're going to have to buy our cable and all of our things that go with our cable, and your cables won't work because of something that we put into your phone?
Yeah, but didn't they already do that with a bunch of other people's stuff? Didn't they take the design? Anyway, it's not important. Like, look, everything I'm saying is kind of unimportant. We're doing the work for them, and the thing is that, again, everybody knew that once this was out in the public eye, I think it was the lone rollers. I think we can actually credit a whole group of people, the lone rollers, for inventing Charge and Ride, figuring out how to hack it and make it work. And they knew it full well too, and it got a little bit too big. And now they.
So let me ask you some questions. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, if you're sitting on a bunch of XRs and you've got an ability for a bunch of people to say, you know what, I can set this MPPT to give me a little bit of extra power. I no longer have power surges. I can get more distance out of an XR with what do I have, a 7-pound backpack on? That's not anything to me.
From Bradley Michael Spence, they're doing it because if people charge and ride, then their new one coming out next with probably with swappable batteries, then it won't sell as well. It's plain as simple. Sick Day says this no CNR has not been verified yet. Copy certainly verified it. John, can you speak to that?
Yeah, so Terry, and if Terry wants to get on the line, Terry did very much experiment with this. He has the old hardware and the old software, and his friend just got an XR and has the new hardware and the new software. And lo and behold, exactly what happened. And I also know a lot of people have been posting in the social media about their XRs suddenly cutting out at like 15, 16 miles an hour, something like that. They're not really understanding what's happening or sending it back for an LED and getting the entire control replaced. Again, there's some people that'll argue it's easier for them to replace the whole controller. And then my thing is they just got the new components in they needed to stop this from happening.
So are you, because I don't know how much I want to go into this. This is speculation. But it's not. I'm not saying that this has happened. I don't know if this has happened, but it sounds like there are some people who are questioning. Jonathan, maybe you can speak to this. Is it possible that they're not purposely bricking our boards, are they? So that we have to send them in and get a new hardware fix, so that when we get it back, it's no longer compatible with charge and ride. Because if that's happening, like, that's bad, man.
Luch, when I was growing up, do you remember OnStar?
Yes.
OnStar, I do, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to throw it back for everybody who's, like, older than I am here. Remember when OnStar was, like, a huge thing? Then they could turn your car on and off with the touch of a button? That was back before the turn of the century, dude. I'm going to go ahead and say that they have the ability to do whatever the fuck they want. I purposely blocked myself out, but you know what I'm saying. They can do whatever they want. They can mess with us in any number of ways they want. We don't have it. They sent, like, it's not any secret that somebody got a cease and desist letter.
Somebody definitely did get a cease and desist letter. We're not going to go into that, but yes, I mean, obviously, like, look, we're the media. I understand that. So there is a group of mad scientists that really kind of keeps things from me, and I make sure that I ask you guys before I bring anything to the public eye, because I actually feel a little bit personally responsible for the charge and ride for this happening. We had Glenn come on and talk about it in the public eye, and then what? No more than 2 months later, it's not even possible now. Any new board that comes out isn't even allowed to do it. I guess I want to ask you guys. John, I can see and Copy, if you can call in, we're going to get John here, and then I want to see if I can get Copy on at 8:50. But John, and for those of you asking who got a cease and desist letter, I can't say, and that's all we can say about it. But yes, there was somebody who was looking into this. Do you want to speak to that, John?
That's completely unimportant. I mean, any company
exactly
to build a brand is going to protect their patent, is going to protect their copyright. So,
and I understand that. Like, I get that, right, John? You understand that.
No, I get the whole thing, and that's why I actually had to quit all 9 groups. It used to be my only thing to do. Like, aside from my family, that's why I like Once Year's video so much, because I get nerfed into, well, not nerfed, I'm sorry, that's terrible. Like, I have to, and I want to spend time with my family, and I've got to balance it out with all this other stuff. The Charge and Ride gave me that freedom, because now instead of being able to go out for 15 to 30 minutes, I'd go out for an hour and a half. That really helped me out. I also am not like just a guy that's got $1 billion flying around that I can buy 5 or 6 boards. I also have terrible credit because I'm closing. So it's like, I mean, like I would have like 5 boards on Klarna if I could. I could pay for it. I just don't have the credit for it, and it's probably not worth it. But here's the thing: is that these pluses still have an intrinsic emotional value to me. And there's an emotional value to riding these things, just like some people, when the Plus came out, wouldn't let go of the V1.
Right.
So,
well, I guess...
I think that Future Motion is servicing themselves because they feel like they can't sell. They probably are back stock on XRs, because now they're pushing the fact that they have them in stock so hard. And they're looking at having to release another product in January. I mean... If it's not swappable batteries, then I'm going to be super upset about all this.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, so I guess what I wanted to, Ryan Hayford makes a good point. I wanted to get your comments on this, and thank you, John, for just coming on and speaking so candidly about this. Purposely bricking boards is a serious injury liability. Ain't happening. I'm not saying Future Motion is purposely bricking boards. I'm saying there's a suspicion that there is something going on with the updates of your firmware, which some people are wondering is if.
Right.
Well, I don't know. Is that even possible? I mean, John, what do you think?
Directly to Ryan. They don't have to directly brick a board, and because again, they can claim negligence. They can again just set values differently, and who's going to find out? How are you going to find out? Who's going to
wait? Can you say that to somebody who doesn't know what that means? What do you mean set values differently?
I mean, they can set remember when all those boards were bricking? Kyle bricked his board at Race the Rail. We predicted we thought it was like the over current spin from the wheel hitting really hard against the curb on a hard slide. Do
you remember? Yeah, I do remember. The same thing happened to my XR within 10 miles of riding it.
Yeah. So again, like, it just takes a little bit of messing with things to go, oh, now, what they can also do, and there's another message, the last part of I'll say from Ian is, now that they know that this is possible, right, there's nothing to say for them that Charge and Ride isn't ruining all the batteries and voiding all the warranties. So on the other end of things, you got to understand that they have to protect themselves in that sense too, that they're not necessarily paying for all of that stuff, that some of this is probably insurance coverage to them. And
right.
They need to protect themselves in that sense too, just like we would on each one of our own individual boards. They technically own all of our boards.
And from the social media lounge, from Ryan, sure, but do you really think that they're purposely bricking anything knowing it can cause serious injury? I mean, it's speculation. We're not saying that they are. I want to be very clear that we're not saying that that is absolutely what's happening.
That is not what's happening.
But I mean, Once Year says, I'm a plaintiff's attorney, and if somebody got hurt because the board bricked, there's no assumption of risk involved in that. It could be very expensive for Future Motion and also could lead to a recall, but not a chance. They want to get that issue fixed as soon as possible. Ryan says people are eating shit on a brick board is worse publicity than killing Charge and Ride. Man, this is why people are starting to get upset, Jonathan. I know you. How much money did you spend on your Charge and Ride setup?
No, not me, dude. I'm still going hard on Charge and Ride until they start doing it to the pluses. So, Future Motion, if you're out there listening, I'm going hard on Charge and Ride until you mess with the pluses.
So right now the pluses work. It's just the XRs.
Yes, the pluses still work for now.
Okay. All right. Very good. Copy. I know you're in the social media lounge. Copy. Can you just respond whether or not you're available for a phone call here? And then I know Jonathan's killing it. John, you moved a client for us so that you could be here on the show today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you guys too. And again, I'm throwing the conspiracy theory crap out there just to keep things interesting, because otherwise the explanation is probably so boring.
Well, I mean, we do have somebody asked. Let me see if I can find it. It's right here. Once Year said, the bricking, according to the official statement that I asked Future Motion for, is, quote, controller module not performing up to spec. And that's something that One Woman, One Wheel wanted to know. I wonder if this latest update is causing the sudden spate of bricking. So do you think that's what the case is, John?
I don't know, but it sounds like I know, again, with any Apple update, they make it perfect, and then they got to update it again in 2 months. Medical books change every 2 years. So if you have a doctor that's 30 years old and hasn't taken a continuing education course in 30 years old, he's teaching you 30-year-old medicine, which is probably actually like 60-year-old medicine.
Oh, man. John, thank you so much. Is there anything else on this topic? I know we're going to get you back on for more of a fun segment coming up here pretty soon, but I mean, I don't want to. Can I tease your new product? Are you guys ready for that yet?
Oh yeah, well we have a Proton pack coming out. It's really nice because you can take the batteries out, but it doesn't weigh very much. It's really close to your back. There's a hard shell component to it. There's music. There's light. It'll indicate when your batteries are starting to drain out. There's a light on the back that's a floodlight that you can actually see. It illuminates everything really, really well. and then there's USB ports on it. And again, thank you to Ian and the Charge and Ride community, because without that, it wouldn't be possible. And it might seem stupid to launch a product right now, given all the parameters that are coming out, but for me, if I'm getting an XR, by the way, I'll charge and wait. Because if I want to go on a trail with Travis, I mean, up in the mountains, man, we were only getting 12 miles on an XR. I need to charge.
Absolutely. I don't mind charging and waiting, but I'd rather charge and ride.
That is correct.
Oh, John, thanks for joining us today, man. You did a great job, and we'll get you back on again here real soon, okay?
Appreciate you, Luke. Have a nice day, dude.
All right, you too. Thank you. That is Jonathan Stock from all over the place. He is our spokesman from the Mad Scientists. Very nicely very nicely done. Belly, if you could drop his call with the right button, hang up the phone, and then copy. Get in here. 571-354-7338. I need to talk to you because you're the one who tested this out. So if you could call in right now, I don't care how much technical stuff you know. I just want to pick your brain. 571-354-7338. Belly will get you locked in. Just go ahead and call him as soon as you can. Thank you guys for all of your comments. I'll just read through them. But what it sounds like some people are curious about is it sounds like that some people are wondering, are they sending out an update that plants a bug that causes something to happen that makes us have to send our board in so that once it's in there, they can fix up all the hardware, send it back, and no longer have the ability to charge and ride. That happened to Terry Peter. Belly is changing his name on the screen, live streaming it right now, which is really fun.
It was great.
Is he on the line? Terry, are you here?
No, he's not there yet. I was trying to be proactive.
I love it, dude. You're so funny. Can we just, real quick, in the social media lounge, just round of applause for Belly. Who is serving what, Belly? What? You know what?
Applause, people. Although I appreciate it, I'm just doing my job.
Yep, go get that phone call. I see it coming in. We are serving today fudge squares. Why not? Fudge squares. So, One Seer says at one woman, one wheel. That's correct. It's also evidence that it was a problem with the hardware component on the line for a while. The assembly line likely had a defective component, and only a certain batch was affected, not all of them at that.
Houston, we have copy.
Beautiful. And just to clarify, Jonathan Stock says, again, just to reiterate, with the brick situation, I don't think it's on purpose, but maybe the new hardware wouldn't take the new software. Who knows? Copy, what happened in your situation, my friend? Thanks for joining us.
No problem, man. Actually, so the day that I saw the post in the Mad Scientist group about CNR possibly not working, my friend came over with his brand new, like a day old, checked his out. He had the firmware that matched up with it, with the new firmware they were talking about for the charging ride not to work. And lo and behold, I tested it out, and it does not work. Plug it into my XR, I'm zooming around my house, plug it in his, the second you step on the foot pad, nothing happens. Although it will stop and charge.
Right, it will charge, right? It just won't engage the motor?
Exactly. So I'm getting a regeneration warning. I'm like, oh, cool, this is going to work. As soon as I step on the board, nothing happens. Like, it just won't go. So, I mean, it's at least it doesn't kill it all the way. So it doesn't make your charge and ride system a big brick. So you can still stop and charge. So it's not the end of the world, I guess. But I'm pretty disappointed because I have about $400 in my charge and ride setup. And my XR is currently sitting in California. And I'm hoping they're not going to change my control module or update it.
There you go. So is there anything that we can do to, like, I'm looking in the social media lounge. Usually that's Belly's job, but he's got so much going on right now. I try to stay my most that I can out of the social media lounge because I try to stay focused on driving the train. But I'm loving seeing your guys' comments here. I see one woman, one wheel. I'm scared of sudden braking happening. I mean, that is a scary thought. I mean, is there anything I could do, Terry, that will, like, I guess turn off auto updates? I don't want to update my firmware anymore. I'm done.
Exactly. I would instantly do that. I would go into your settings if you have Android and turn off auto updates. I've had that turned off since they released the last update when they got rid of the battery cells. I just turned off auto update.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Now I know you can't go back to old updates, but you can at least turn off the auto updates because, man, this is scary. Now, it sucks because, like, I mean, I have a Mac. I'm sitting here talking to you guys on a Mac. I'm a wedding DJ. I'm terrified to update my iOSs because as soon as you do that, all this stuff stops talking to each other. And so I'm just like habitually afraid of updating anything. But Terry, can you at least see why the company might want to take? Do you feel like they're losing? I feel like Future Motion feels like they're losing control of their product.
I think personally, it's a bit of two things. I think Ryan said it in the group where maybe their next model they've got hot swappable batteries. And so they're like, well, if we kill charge and ride, they're going to want to get this new XR with swappable batteries. And on the other side, there's got to be a guy sitting there with a suit and a pad and paper going, legal, legal, legal. This ain't right. Like if someone fucks something up and burns their house down, it comes back on Future Motion, not charge and ride.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. So if someone does something bad, it doesn't come back to the community. It comes back to, oh, that's a one wheel and that happened. And I think that's what they're afraid of.
And we just want to be clear, that's never happened. It's just something that if it happens, it's going back on Future Motion. Now, the people that do charge and ride have definitely put together a really good product that has shown that it's capable of being a everyday use. I mean, we have riders in the group in the social media lounge literally saying they've ridden 1,500 miles on a charge and ride.
Right.
And it doesn't.
Yeah, sick day. I mean, you obviously know what you're talking about. But Belly, you make a good point. Like these people are putting together backpacks with the LiPo batteries, I think that's the word, that are the ones that aren't allowed on airplanes because they could turn into a bomb. Like you guys are riding around on your backpack with like bombs in your backpacks. I can see why Future Motion might be a little bit nervous that somebody might blow themselves up, right, Terry, or no?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, like, if I'm not talking about, like, Ian's car power setup, I mean, that thing is amazing. But if you're putting together your own setup and you don't understand electricity is not something to really play around with if you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Terry, go ahead and speak to Future Motion as if they were listening, because I feel like they probably are. I've got to get you out of here and get you all on your way. So what would you like to say to them in response to this latest situation?
Honestly, I think you're kind of killing some of your customer base because I have friends that are interested in the one wheel. And, like, I'm a bigger guy, so I don't get 12 to 18 miles. If I go on trail, I get maybe 7. I have other people that 12 to 18 miles is maybe enough to get them to work or to get them to their place, and they don't want to wait 2 hours to charge. I've had multiple people that as soon as I told them, you can put an external battery in a backpack, plug it in, and go farther, their eyes light up. And they start listening a lot more than what they did a few minutes before that. So I think they're kind of killing their customer base by chopping off charger. And they're also, people are going to go look for old XRs. They're not going to want to buy a new one anymore. At least some people.
All right, there he is, Copy. That from the social media lounge. Copy imitation. He goes by Terry Peter. His actual name it's Terry, right?
JB.
JB, I know Sandy's Jamie. Damn it. Copy, thanks for joining us, dude. We'll talk to you soon, okay, bud?
Yeah, thanks, man. Hey, I would like to hear about Jeff's nosedive where his board bricked mid-ride, his new XR. If that's a possibility.
Jeff who?
That's a possibility.
McCosker?
Yeah, he had a brand new XR and it bricked mid-ride while he was just riding without doing drops. And like you guys were talking about bricks earlier, and that's what keeps coming to my head. That freaks me out a little bit. That'd be a cool
that is a good point. I don't know if he's still in here.
We're also at the end of the show. We're gonna have to get him on some maybe next week.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, Copy, thank you for joining us, dude. We'll talk to you again next week, and we love your participation as always, bud.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you, Copy.
Thank you. All right, Belly, we got to get these people out of here. Get our outro music. And ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a lot of stuff coming in here on the social media line. What's up, Belly?
I have a random question. What are the chances that Future Motion comes? I mean, we've obviously seen that they take inspiration from the group. They've obviously had a few ideas, quote unquote, that they put up on their website that you obviously have seen long before they ever put them up on Future Motion's website. What are the chances that, and this is obviously full-on speculation, but what are the chances that Future Motion may be even working on a charge and ride setup for their own boards to where they're turning these off so they can find some other external battery, or like most are hoping, swappable batteries in the new boards.
That's what John was saying. That's exactly what John was saying. He was saying that it sounds like they are realizing that they can do this on their own, and so they're trying to get it back control of it. So instead of having, basically like Apple with the lightning cables, and then you had to use all of their accessories instead of making your own, it's kind of what it sounds like is going on here. Of course, the battery range is one of the things that they're going to want to sell. So if we fixed it on our own, don't you think they want that money? Of course they do. Of course they do. It doesn't, it makes sense to me, but I can see why a lot of people are upset, and that's a touchy situation for a company to deal with. So I'm very curious how they will move forward from this. Future Motion, if you would like to come on this show and respond, I would be more than happy to have you on. I will reach out to them throughout the next week so we can get them on, hopefully, and talk to you guys in full. But it has been a really fast, jam-packed show. Belly, say goodbye. We got to go, dude.
Thanks so much again. I apologize for some of my different difficulties today because, it's a lot of buttons, a lot of hands. Like I said, I need a third one here, but that's all right. We're going to get this show out to you no matter what, and we always enjoy doing it. So thanks for tuning in today. Many listeners to you. I think we had almost a new record high today in the social media lounge, which I personally am very excited for. So thank you so much, as always. Back to you, Luch.
We will see you guys next week. And, of course, tomorrow for Luch Dog in the Morning, Maddie Potts and myself will be together. We will be excited to do that. I see you guys saying that Future Motion can't talk about this stuff. Well, they are talking about this stuff, and if they want to get ahead of it, then they will.
Quick, do you want to mention the next week's challenge for weekly One Wheel challenges?
I will put it out there on the group. So go ahead over to Facebook and check out the weekly One Wheel challenges group. Thank you very much, Belly. All of you guys for the nice words in the social media lounge. You are the best. I will have a microphone next time I go on remote. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow for Luch Dog in the Morning
at TTR Studios.
Woo! Belly, great job, dude.